Let's talk about a couple of coaches that got introduced.
Let's do it.
Yesterday, with a couple of one-word outbursts. One from one of the coaches introduced, one from the audience. This is great stuff. Pete Carroll, in the midst of his introductory press conference as the new HC of the Las Vegas Raiders, back in the NFL as a hire by Tom Brady. Can't make this stuff up. The quarterback whose team prevented Pete from being a back-to-back Super Bowl winning champion and a dynastic coach in this league. At any rate, this is a fun moment from the press conference in Vegas.
We do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, you might be sitting there wondering, was that one of these diehard fans that he's hoping to fill up the stands?
Sure.
Actually, that was Marshawn Lynch in the back of the room screaming that out at his old coach. And this just goes to show you a couple things here. This is what you're going to get with Pete Carroll. You're going to get Pete, he's fully aware, okay, that the 12th man in Seattle was significant. He understands he's going to a spot in Vegas where, let's just say, the 12th man has been more than not the first man of the secondary ticket market when they come to Las Vegas to hang out for a weekend and watch their team play the Raiders. And he's kind of already calling it out that they need to create their own home field advantage in Las Vegas. And first of all, I love that. He's as aware as they come, and he's trying to plug in. And on top of it, he's bringing Marshawn Lynch with him. And what I'm saying, bringing with him, not on his staff, I'm just saying, kind of who's perfect for Vegas? You know what I mean? Like, where you're bringing a bit of the circus is coming. Marshawn and his energy's bouncing off the walls and relating to the scene and creating his own scene, and the energy of the city might be plugged into the franchise. I don't think I'm making too much of it here that he kind of gets it in a way. And, you know, in the same way that you think someone at age 73 going to Vegas is probably sitting there at a slot machine constantly pushing that button. You see those videos of those people there, right? Just constantly hitting those. He's just the one who keeps on hitting the buttons to try and push the buttons to get the money to come out of the machine with his players. And he's bringing some championship quality to it. Who else is bringing Marshawn Lynch into the Las Vegas Raiders fold? Am I wrong? I don't know if was he around the team. He's just bringing his own style here.
He finished his career with the Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know here. When I saw that, I'm like, things get loose with Pete a little bit. But he's also bringing the culture to keep things nice and tight. It's, the more I think about it, like a perfect hire. I have no idea, right? I don't think he's lost his fastball. I don't think he lost his fastball at the end of his tenure in Seattle. I just don't. I don't. You know, the Legion of Boom moved on, and Russ definitely started declining, and they got out from under it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Give this guy the quarterback, and let's see what goes on. I'm just genuinely concerned who's the quarterback there.
It might be Russ.
That would be wild. But
that
just
would be
yet
wild.
yet more of the Pete scene being brought in.
It's a vibe change, which is, like, I think is what they really needed.
One more thing to just say here. I just remember when Pete showed up in Seattle, And we were there on a Thursday night on NFL Network. It was I think it was the end of the Andy Reid. The Andy Reid era in Philadelphia was beginning to circle the drain. And Pete's era in Seattle was beginning to get some steam. But this was pre-Russ. Russ wasn't there yet. And we were looking for a guest after that Thursday night win that Seattle had. And we asked for Marshawn Lynch. He declined. And the only other person we could think of was Pete. I don't remember any other head coach coming to our set on Thursday Night Football. And how many do you see on Prime Video? Because it's the same people who are running that show as that were with us at NFL Network at the time, producing it. You could even follow like the rundown. It's almost I can call out the next segment on Prime Video because it's a similar rundown to the one that we were doing back in the day. How many coaches have you seen on the set of Prime Video after that, right?
0, right?
But we reached out to him because he was the culture. He was the avatar. He was the guy. And right now in Vegas, right? It's him. Again. This is what you get with him.
Him and Brady are really kind of the faces of the franchise right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Got to get the quarterback. But he's used to it. He's used to coming in and installing a culture and changing it around. And that's what I think Vegas is doing because the owner has been kind of churning. Bring Brady in, let him run the show, bring in Pete. And I know earlier Floria was saying that could be an awkward conversation if Brady and Pete don't see eye to eye. Mm-hmm. But I kind of think they're going to see eye to eye more than not.
Pete is their 5th head coach since 2020.
Dude, they churned through it. And this guy is, he knows what it's like to change the culture. And he's bringing Marshawn with him.
Do you think Raiders fans would beat somebody up for the stability at coach that the Steelers have, that the Steelers fans seemingly don't want? 5 coaches?
No, I know, but yeah, I know.
20?
Yeah.
I know. Obviously, Tomlin in Vegas would be a nice fit, too, but he had no interest in being traded for, and I have no idea if the Raiders were that one of those teams.
Yeah.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.